21st April 2019. 6 near simultaneous explosions rocked hotels and churches during Easter Mass. Negombo, Batticaloa and Kochikade were in the middle of one of the worst terror attacks that Sri Lanka had witnessed.
I'm sure you all got shocked by the video you just watched. This day was the most scariest day in my life. From that day, this incident was lingering in my mind. I wanted to find a way to stop such incidents from happening and find a way to help people when something like this happens again. My name is Riyanmindra Garusingha from Sri Lanka. I'm 8 years old. I won the second runners-up title in Group 1 category of Code Ever 2020 edition. So here I'm presenting my e-triage, threat identification and hospital emergency code system. Let's see what's triage tagging. A mass casualty incident is when a lot of people get hurt at the same time. This is what they do. When the mass casualty incident happens, the medics come to the incident site to help the wounded. They label them according to how badly wounded they are. This is called triage tagging. These are the questions that the paramedics ask. These are the priority levels. This is the triage tag that people use now. These are the drawbacks. The first drawback is they cannot continuously monitor the patient's condition. They do not show the current priority based on the updated medical condition. For example, a patient tagged red could have been dead while waiting for the ambulance, but the ambulance will transport him as a priority case without knowing that he is already dead. That time and resources could have been used to save another patient in critical condition. Another drawback is triage officers spend much time writing with pens in the triage tag. Let me tell you my solution for all of this. My solution is e-triage, a device used by medics to record patient statistics with a single button click. The device can show the priority level in appropriate colored LEDs. Not only the priority level, but the reason for belonging to that priority level can be identified using secondary line of neopixel lights. Assuming that a patient's pulse rate is the most critical indicator to monitor his condition. This device monitors the pulse with a pulse sensor attached to each triage tag device. It will show the updated priority based on the pulse rate. This is my e-triage system. The first line of LEDs is the answer to that question he gave. The second line of LEDs is the priority level. Let me show you how it works. Now I'm going to demonstrate my e-triage system. So when the doctor comes and checks the first patient, he asks if he can walk. I'm going to enter that he can. So then all the lights turn green. Now when all the lights turn green, they don't have to send him to the hospital because they don't have a serious injury. So the doctor goes to the next patient. So as last time, the first question is if he can walk. This time I'm going to enter no. The doctor asks the next question, if he can breathe. So I'm going to enter yes. So the next question is if how many breaths he takes for 1 minute. I'm going to enter, it usually is below 30. So I'm going to enter it is below 30. So the next question is what is his pulse rate. The pulse rate has to be between 50 and 120. So I'm going to enter it in between that. The last question, if he is conscious. So I'm going to enter yes. This person's color code is yellow. The only problem he had was he could not walk. So the doctor went on to the third patient. He cannot walk. He cannot breathe. and he could breathe after they give him the airway management. The color code is red because he needs immediate medical attention. When the doctor sees the first line, he knows the patient can't walk, he could not breathe. After the airway management, he could only breathe. So the doctor moved on to the fourth patient. The fourth patient could not walk, he could not breathe, and he could not breathe after the airway management. So his color code is black. Because I cannot display black, I have used blue. My Triage system has a built-in pulse sensor. I have taken, for example, this patient could not walk and could not breathe, but after the airway management, he could breathe. So that's why he needs immediate medical attention. So during the time he waits for the ambulance, we can check his pulse using my pulse sensor. If the pulse is not in range, they turn it to red, and if the pulse is in range, they turn it to green. Let me demonstrate. So there is no pulse reading, so it shows red. So now I'm going to put my finger in the sensor, and it's going to check my pulse. So once I put my finger, it turns to green. Now I'm going to remove my finger. It will take some time for it to regenerate. Now it's turning to red. Let me tell you about my threat identification. So this is my bomb detector robot. So once it comes near the metal, it beeps. Beeping because of the metal underneath. I told you all the Easter bombers brought the bombs in bags. So this system checks if people with bags. If I'm wearing a backpack, it's going to check my picture onto the police database. Now it's going to check if I have wearing a backpack.
Alert. Terrorist Rion is matching with suspect with backpack.
As you can see, it works perfectly. Let me tell you about my hospital code system. This is my emergency hospital code system. This is the ETU, this is the OPD, this is the ward, and this is the nursing station, and this is the operation theatre. Let me show you how it works. I'm activating code red. Code red is for fire. In code red, they show you to the nearest exits and blink the whole hospital. So now I'm going to activate code blue. Once you activate code blue, it doesn't light up. You have to enter a bed number, then only will it light up. I'm going to enter bed number 3. Now I'm going to activate code pink. Code pink is for a child abduction. So in code pink, they close the gate and light up the whole hospital. After the code pink is deactivated, the gate opens again. Now I'm going to activate code silver. In code silver, the whole hospital light blink, but not in the operation theatre, because if there's ongoing operation, the operation will be disturbed. Code silver is usually activated when a weapon is identified. Usually, when a person with a weapon is identified, it is after the person has already attacked someone. So, in my system, it could identify the person with a weapon before he attacks someone.
Possible suspect with knife identified in camera 1. Possible suspect with knife identified in camera 1.
So this is the code for my hospital emergency code system. Because I have a lot of components in my system, I do not have enough time to explain all of this because I have a lot of explaining to do. So I will just show you it. So this is the code I have done for the e-triage system. The code I have done for the threat identification using object detection and machine learning. This is the code I have done for code silver threat identification using object detection. Thank you for watching my video. I dedicate my project to all those beautiful lives lost in the Easter attack.